Hi. Do you have time for a short interview?
What kind of interview?
I'm live streaming and recording, but I just interview random people to see what they believe and why, and I time it for 5 minutes.
Okay.
Do you want to give it a shot?
Sure.
All right, cool. Thank you very much. Let me just get my phone situated here.
Are you good with phones?
Am I good with phones? Kind of. Is it an iPhone?
Yeah, it was working, but now the screen won't show anything.
Let's see. Have you tried resetting it?
No, how do you reset?
You hold down this button and that button for about 10 seconds. Is it charged up?
It should be.
Okay.
Charge it overnight unless there's like a bad disconnect.
I think that might do it. Give that a
yay.
shot.
Okay, cool. I just
You're
wanted
welcome.
to make sure it wasn't dead. That's all that matters.
Oh, I'm glad I was able to hopefully fix it.
Thanks.
It didn't get dropped or water damage or anything like that. Oh, okay.
I was
Okay.
just like, what's happening?
Yeah. I have a timer too. I like to kind of keep it like at 5 minutes just so I'm not wasting your
Okay.
time. Are you done with school?
Yeah, I'm done.
Cool. Did you have a good day at school?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's
Yeah?
pretty chill. Nothing crazy.
What are you studying here?
Psychology.
Cool. What year are you?
I'm kind of like a junior, sophomore hybrid. I'm a transfer student, so.
Oh, where'd you transfer from?
Northwest Vista. It's a community college here in San Antonio.
You go 2 years there and now you're starting your junior year-ish
Yeah,
kind of here?
junior year here.
Nice. What is your first name?
Denise.
I'm Anthony.
Good to meet
It's a
you.
pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, good to meet you.
Denise?
ISE.
Okay. So what I'm doing is, are you in the shade? I just don't want you to burn to a crisp. I'd love just chatting to people to see if they hold any supernatural beliefs, gods, karma, miracles, whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
And then we just spend like 5 minutes just kind of unpacking the reasons why you hold the belief. Are you okay doing that?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Yeah, what do you believe and why? What would you say is something that you really strongly believe in that might be classified as something supernatural?
Something supernatural?
Yeah.
As far as supernatural goes, I consider myself to be non-religious in the common sense, so I don't believe in like the Christian God or anything like that kind of mainstream. If anything, I believe in like what's tangible to me, so I like my fellow man and woman.
Yeah.
And the earth that I live on and the universe. So what's like proven to me, and with that I just kind of build my morals on that of like, okay, so if we play with the idea of, all right, so if there is some magical being in the sky or underground, who knows, then I should just try my best to be a human being and do good for my fellow man, because I have no proof that such an individual exists.
Okay.
So, like that guy, he exists. So if he dropped his pencil, I'd pick it up for him, but I wouldn't kill that guy just because someone tells me that someone in the sky wants me to, because I don't see that guy, so.
You seem like you've really thought about this.
Oh, well, I'm part of a club here on campus called SSA, Secular Student Alliance.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah, so we have a lot of discussions about stuff like this. Plus my dad always talked about stuff like this as I grew up, so it was always kind of relevant to me.
Would you say that you hold any supernatural beliefs?
Yeah, maybe I'd say I'm kind of a spiritualist towards nature in a way, so I mean, I kind of believe in spirits to a degree, not like ghosts or anything like that, just kind of like, how to put it, not so much individualism, but you have your own conscious, you have a whole world inside your mind, and I have my own world inside my mind. So if we could add a name to that, I'd call it, that's your spirit, that's you.
My consciousness would be my spirit, your consciousness would be your spirit?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just kind of a way of putting a name to that, although the word spirit does have its own connotations to different groups and individuals.
Is that any different than, say, having a feeling of awe if you look at like a picture of the Hubble telescope, you know, from the Hubble telescope, or a sunset or something like that?
If that's spirit?
Is that spirit as well, or that feeling of awe? Or is that completely different?
To me, that's just completely different. That's just a feeling of maybe connectivity you might feel to it, kind of like, as you say, like an awe of, whoa, maybe there's something more out there, there's another planet perhaps, or it's more of what the image excites within you, I'd say.
Okay.
It's not so much the image, but what the image brings to you.
Okay. Karma?
Karma?
Do you believe in it?
Sometimes it's hard not to.
Really?
I'm not like a firm believer, like, oh yes, karma, but it's something I kind of like to keep in the back of my mind, just to kind of keep myself straight. Just as like, all right, if I do this, like, all right, if I steal that guy's $20, or if I have sex with that girl's boyfriend, then maybe, perhaps there might be some negative connotations from that afterwards, some consequences, let's say. So just having the idea of karma in my mind just kind of lets me know that there could be consequences behind good things or bad things.
Okay.
But karma itself can make people be pretty selfish, I think, too.
Do you think that you would ever... Do you think a person can go through the rest of their life and just do bad things and never be karmically punished by it?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of serial murderers get away with things, I think. I mean, I doubt that we've caught every single one that's ever existed.
Okay.
So you could also say it's more of on luck. Like, how lucky are you that you're born into a rich family, born into a poor family, that you're caught murdering 10 people and that you're not caught. It's a lot to do with the circumstances around us, and we really don't have control over everything.
Okay. So when you mention karma, and you explain that really well, like I think I truly understand what you mean by it, but are you saying that you don't think that somebody's keeping a tally to make sure that there's some sort of balance, that people that do good things get good things and people that do bad things get bad things in return?
No, but if anything, maybe us as individuals keep the tally, because depending on like your psychological state of mind, you might be conscious of like, all right, this is a bad act, this is a good act, and then you might even feel like guilt over a bad act, so you'll have that in your mind.
I see. Okay, that's very interesting.
5 minutes.
That was 5 minutes perfectly. Can I give you a card?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, awesome. If you want to meet again, I mean, I can't imagine what we could possibly talk about, because it seems like, you hold some pretty logical beliefs.
Oh.
And not too many spiritual beliefs.
Are you very spiritual? There's always things to talk about.
No, I'm not actually. Like, I identify as an agnostic atheist. And I don't really believe in karma or gods or souls or whatever, but like, I'm open to changing my mind on it, but it would have to be demonstrable in some way.
Oh, I understand completely.
Yeah.
That's why sometimes I have trouble like answering certain questions, because I don't believe in God per se and a lot of religious beliefs, but it's just more of kind of like my own individual thing of like, oh, okay, you're your own individual, you have your own personality and thoughts and worldview, so I'm gonna add a word to that called spirit and kind of like to that. But of course the word spirit can also be seen as like, oh, you have this like essence within you that comes out when you die. And
do you go that far?
No.
Okay. Have you always been this skeptical or this logical?
In a way. I mean, when I was younger, I've always had like a huge imagination, so I would always kind of be into things like Lord of the Rings or dragons, fairy stuff like that. But because of the environment I grew up in with like my father, who's basically an atheist, free thinker, he's always like talked to me about certain things, or he'll read me things from his magazines of like, oh, what do you think of this, or like, this is this, but it can be proven wrong because of such and such.
Okay.
So I think there's a fine line between like make-believe and reality, but make-believe does have a strong control over making people feel better about themselves in situations, so I think that's a big part that religion plays into.
I was going to ask you, as a psychology major, this will be my last question, why do you think so many people in our culture, in this country, on this campus, identify so strongly with religious belief?
Chi Alpha. The Chi Alpha, that's a
oh, right.
Super religious.
Well, I'm not picking on them specifically, but I mean, I talked to a Hindu yesterday that was 80% confident that Vishnu is the one true God. And it's a little unusual to encounter a non-believer on this campus, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
But why do you think humans tend to gravitate towards God beliefs?
Because there's so much around us that sometimes it's hard to just think that there's nothing behind it. Like, you look at nature sometimes and you see something like the Grand Canyon and you're like, oh, how could this just happen? How can this just form from like water and rock and weather? No, there must be something behind it. Or, oh, my father just died last week and I need something to pull through. Oh, what's this feeling of hope within me? Oh, it must be God. So I think there's so many things that could answer that question. So many circumstances, obstacles, maybe even objects or other people that just kind of feel people. And plus, when you get a big group of people together that believe similarly, it brings on a big thing of groupthink, where people kind of feel each other's beliefs. Like, oh, it's not only a belief, but it's also a form of identity.
Is there some confirmation bias going on there, do you think?
I think so. I think there's a big deal of confirmation bias in religion. Because if you get a huge group of people together, they're stronger than just a twig. And why would they want to discount something that's making them feel good and their mother and father do it too?
Well said. It was really a pleasure talking to you, Denise. It's nice to meet
sure.
you.
It's good meeting you.
All right.
What was your name again?
My name's Anthony.
Okay, well, it's good meeting you.
Same here. I'll see you around, okay?
Yeah.
All right. You too. Bye-bye. I didn't really know what to talk to her about. Even the karma seemed pretty rooted in reality.